As you can see, I am not here alone today. So who are you and where are we?
Who am I? That's a complicated question. Cortnie Draper with South Oak Title and Closing, and we are currently in one of our newly refurbished offices at our main office that is on Old Rocky Ridge Road.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you for the invite today.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the coffee.
Listen, shout out to Seven Brew. If you haven't tried it, I don't know what's wrong. It's better than Starbucks and Dunkin'. I said it out loud.
This is a non-sponsored video.
Non-sponsored, but we'll get you those ads. We're gonna get those ads.
Yeah. All right. So, first question.
Yes.
What is title?
So
Another deep question, I know.
That is a deep question, actually. So the best way that I can explain title insurance is to compare it to like your health or your auto insurance. Health and auto insurance, you pay monthly for in the hope of protection if something does happen to you. So you're paying that for coverage in the event that something goes wrong, and it can happen. Title insurance is paid one time, and it protects you off of everything previous on your home. So if there was a lien that was missed, if there's documentation that was wrong, your title insurance helps to protect you against things that have already happened. And again, it's a one-time fee at closing.
At closing, okay. That was my next question.
Yes.
When do you pay for it?
Yes, at closing.
So if anything happened to your property before you owned it, and let's say someone came back and said, no, that's my property, as long as you have title insurance, you're good.
That's it.
All
Yes.
right, perfect.
You file a title claim, and then we start digging into all of that for you with documentation. But yes, it's to protect you from things that have already happened.
Okay, perfect. All right.
And I just finished it all up.
Yeah, and we're done. Thank you for tuning into our TED Talk. Next question. This one also might be a little deep. So what makes Cortnie tick?
Are we talking about work, Cortnie? Because that is, again, coffee.
Any
Coffee.
Cortnie you want to talk about?
Coffee and title orders, meeting new people. As far as work life goes, you know I'm I call myself a yapper. I love meeting new people. I'm also an Enneagram 4, so I don't do surface level conversations. I love getting to know people, love getting to know about your life, your family. Personal Cortnie, I love a good podcast, a good walk around my neighborhood, anytime spent on the water. Yeah, just getting outside and having fun.
I like it.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Easy peasy.
All right, back into title. Prelim title. What is
Yes.
it? Why is it important?
Okay, so a preliminary title search is something that we do for our agents when they have a listing coming soon. They say, hey, I've got XYZ address coming. I need a prelim report on it. We get it into our underwriters, and they essentially start doing title work on it. So they will pull prelim on it to see if there's any liens, any outstanding mortgages, things like that. If we like to ask our agents if they know up front if it's a divorce situation, if it's an estate, that way we can start denoting those things, and it's basically just us checking the boxes for things that we may need to clear up as the transaction is going on. But when you get a prelim title, it makes it faster to get to the closing table on the title side. Obviously, we still have to wait on the mortgage side, and that just depends how fast you can get that closed. But if there are issues that we know are there, it's great to have a prelim so we can start clearing those things up. That way we're not holding up getting it to the closing table.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yes.
And you work out any potential issues up front.
Absolutely.
Instead of like, oh crap.
Yes, absolutely.
Does that have to be paid for by the seller or the agent
So
up front, or how's that taken care of?
That is not paid for up front. It's rolled into your closing cost.
Okay.
So we just always encourage our agents, this is a service that we provide. However, if you can get it back to us for title and closing, that just makes it a lot easier because it's not time that was wasted, which most everybody, if you've done prelim in this business, people understand the work that goes into that, especially if it's a precarious property, that needs a little bit of work done. So if the title side is already done, then we have that box checked and we're ready to go.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes.
Next deep questions. We're having a deep conversation.
Deep coverage. I can't do surface level.
What's your favorite shark?
Great white.
Wow.
No hesitation, because they are the biggest and the baddest. No, I have been a Shark Week lover since I don't know birth, and I don't have a great explanation for it other than sharks are kind of scary, but they're also beautiful and interesting, and I love the water. Great whites are my favorite because the girls are bigger and they're badder. And I just like and appreciate that.
Fair enough. Okay.
And they're kind of like baby megalodons, so I like that. I like
Shark
that.
Week's coming up, isn't it?
It's coming up, and I've got my shirts ready. I need to like get out my decor. I literally have decorations. It's my Christmas.
All right. Anything else that you want to bring up before we end this?
Yes. So I would just say that one of the reasons I love South Oak so much is because we have so many people who are touching our files at one given time that people don't necessarily know about. A lot of people understand what a real estate agent does. A lot of people understand what a mortgage lender does, but the title side can get very sticky very quick. And we have underwriters, we have escrow officers, we have closers, we have client development who are all in there working on your files, making sure that you are getting the service that you need. One of the main priorities of my job is to handle that communication. So if an agent needs help getting earnest money, like an earnest money copy for that, if they need an Alta, if they need anything, basically I'm their first line of defense to where I can get in there and pull the information, and then our other people can keep working on it. So while they're working, I'm helping our agents and our lenders handle what needs to be done. And we really pride ourselves on communication. Obviously, not every transaction is perfect, but we do work our hardest to make sure we're communicating with you where your file is at all times and getting you the things that you need.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, how can they reach you?
You can find me on all of the socials. People just DM me with stuff all the time, which is great. My email, I guess we can link it here or
Yes.
send all of that. Email is great. My phone, literally here. It is attached to me at all times. So texting, if you need anything, honestly, texting is probably the fastest way because running in between meetings and everything, if you shoot me a text, I'm definitely going to see it. Text, email, social, carrier pigeon, whatever works.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you again.
Absolutely.
And now we are back to our coffee.
Back to our regularly scheduled coffee break.